What is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. So as you all noticed, I did take a little bit of break. I had to handle some other business, focus on some of that. And honestly, I was getting kind of stressed out. It had nothing to do with the community. I know that my last video got a lot of hate and things like that, but that's not something that would really bother me that much. Obviously, no one likes receiving a bunch of hate for valid concerns, but the fact of the matter is, when I make my videos and explain certain things to you all, I feel like a lot of the reason that I've grown the way that I have is because of how genuine I am. I am genuine. This is how I genuinely feel. I genuinely feel like this is a $10 Omi project. To have to switch my mindset to believe that this is going to be a $1 Omi project, which, and that's the thing, a lot of people don't believe in this project or understand it the way that I do, and understand what NFTs is going to do to the world and how Veve is at the forefront of the NFT space. Like, I don't look at OpenSea and all this random stuff the same way that I look at Veve. And I know a lot of people don't have that same level of faith in Veve, but I do. I feel like Veve is something special. And that's something that I had to kind of battle with, because I had some concerns, some very, very valid concerns. When you have a ton of Omi in a project and you change the Veve, well, your vision of the Veveverse isn't something that's going to be capable of actually burning all this Omi, that takes the price from potentially $10 to, like, okay, now $1 is the only reasonable thing. So that's the thoughts that I was having. That's what I had to wrap my head around. And honestly, I know that a lot of people were saying, oh, he left the community because of that. My concerns was actually addressed a few hours after I made that video. Like, literally a few hours later, Dan got on here and he explained his perspective. And just so people get this clear, the reason that I value what Trevor says, because he does come from Riot. He works at he works in the gaming space. He understands this. So as a fan, I feel like as a fan, David, you can say, oh, we're gonna have a Ready Player One type of world. But then if Trevor comes up and says, you know, that costs $1 billion to make, right? And no one's ever done it. And then, like, he comes like with gaming experience, and he understands exactly what's needed to make that happen. So it's one thing from having a dream, and another thing for it to actually be realistic. So yeah, that's why I respect Trevor's input on what's been said, and I don't have any, and I didn't dislike what Trevor said or anything like that. I like having that knowledge. It did just shift my perspective a little bit. But even though the things that he said, the things that he believes was he told us, Dan seems to still have a different vision from him. And I like that, because that is what's going to, like, Dan's vision, I feel like that is something that can move this project to a $10 Omi. And that's very, very important. I feel like Dan and David, they have a holistic view of this project that can make it way bigger than just collectibles, which that's the key thing that people focus on, because it is the key thing that's marketed right now at this stage. But 10 years from now, once they have the collectibles down packed, what's going to be that thing that's marketed like that? So yeah, I did have some concerns, but they were addressed immediately. As of lately, I've really just been working on different businesses and stuff that I have going on. And yeah, so we're gonna actually get into the answer that did chill me out a little bit, that eased my mind. And yeah, so yeah, here we go. We're gonna jump into it. Thank you everybody who's reached out and showed love and stuff like that. Make sure y'all drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn notifications so you stay updated. Let's get into it.
And then my second question is kind of about the Veveverse. I'm not sure if things are kind of still the same, but I did kind of have a question on that. So we've been hearing a lot, and I guess reading a lot about people's different, I guess, beliefs of what the Veveverse is going to be. Um, but a lot of, I guess, new things have been coming up. Some of them are like, you may be able to build, I guess, your own, like, kind of like showroom or mini game or something like that. And then some say that it's going to be more of like you are renting out, if you create like a masterpiece showroom and then you can rent it out, uh, and that might be in the Veveverse. Do we have anything confirmed by the team of like what direction y'all are going with the Veveverse yet, or is it all still right now kind of up in the air on what direction we're going?
So yeah, there is a lot of speculation out there about features, and I will say now that it is going to be impossible for us to include at least early on, everyone's ideas. But
And I do want to say that a lot of my ideas and the things that I talk about from the Viviverse is things that I've gotten from previous AMAs. Like I didn't have any ideas about driving around the Viviverse or building land and people building things on land. Like all of this stuff was said in previous AMAs. So this is not just stuff that I come up with off of the fly. This is stuff that I've put together based on things that they have said their vision was. So yeah, obviously I don't expect what they say that they want to happen. I don't expect that to be the perfect thing within the next year or so. I expect it to have a start of some sort. But in which he actually, I think he's going to explain in here. It's going to start with like this one little world or something like that, one little piece of the world. Which that's what I expected. I've said that in the older videos that's what I expected them to do. But the direction is what's very, very important to me, because what you do today, what you're doing right now, and what you're building for right now is going to decide where you'll be in the future. If you're planning and working towards a portal to have your all the content outsourced to other projects, and you're just directing people to Roblox or directing people to Call of Duty or something like that, if that's your overall end goal, you're not building right now to actually create something huge in the future. You're building right now to work with huge partners. So that it's a huge distinction there that's very, very important. And that if you're just trying to work with partners, then you got to pay these partners. So instead of it being a $10 Omi, it's only realistic that we're gonna have a $1 Omi. So if when like it's very, very important. I feel like it's very, very important the things that was addressed here. Even though a lot of people don't see a lot of people would not understand my concerns, mainly because a lot of people don't even have a $10 Omi prediction. A lot of people have a $1 Omi prediction, so it doesn't impact you. It doesn't really impact you one way or another. People don't believe this project is going to go past a certain level, but when you actually do believe that, and you know what it's going to take for that to actually happen, like it would take a $1 trillion plus market cap. Now, a lot of people don't even think that that's possible, but people don't realize that 10 years from now, all the other market caps and stuff is not going to stay the same. You don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now. It's like, it's so many variables that people argue using statistics from right now as if people are saying that, oh, it's going to be $1 trillion market cap by tomorrow. Like, come on now. In 10 years, you don't know what's going to happen. Crypto could be huge, like $1 trillion market caps could literally be the standard at that point. Now, you just don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah, let's see.
Some of the points you touched on there, yes, absolutely will be part of the Viviverse. Now that comics has come to an end, I can really start focusing again on moving ahead with the scope that we've got. So what I, as I've mentioned last time, I don't want to discuss it too much now, but obviously to give you guys a bit of an idea of how the Viviverse is going to be modeled. And just keep in mind that this is going to be a platform that's going to start off with X number of features, and then it's going to grow and develop and evolve like all of these metaverses should do. So to start off with, we're going to be, it's all going to be based around Veve City, which is an area where effectively you can do what you do in the app, but in a much more sort of 3D metaverse style.
So Veve City, I think that's very important, because it's that says that it's going to have whole cities within this metaverse. And the reason that I like this is because if Trevor's idea, like, I think that their idea is a lot bigger than Trevor's. Trevor's idea seems to be like, oh, just portal here, portal there. We work with different companies. Veve actually wants something proprietary, it feels like. And they want something that makes Veve the secret sauce, Veve the key to everything, and draws people in and keeps retention and stuff like that. And I think that is what's capable of burning so much Omi that we can get to $10. The other way, like the generic, like I feel like Trevor's way is a little bit more generic. Like, I mean, nothing against it, but it's just it's safe. And you shouldn't be playing safe if you're the leader in this field. Like, playing safe is not going to get you to your goal. You need to understand you have these IPs, you have this huge ass advantage right now. Use it to dominate the world. Don't waste it. And that's what I feel like Dan's trying to go for here. So he already said that we're going to have Veve City, which means if there's going to be Veve City, there's going to be other cities. And from my understanding, it may be possible for you to build your own cities and things like that, or at least have properties within cities. So maybe if it's not your own city, maybe there's a creative city where you can have a community city where there's a bunch of community stuff within the city and you can buy land and stuff there. So yeah, this right here just confirms some of my thoughts, because he didn't just say there's going to be just like a museum. He said there's going to be a whole city around Veve. So
world in a much where effectively you can do what you do in the app, but in a much more sort of 3D metaverse style world.
So basically, when you like on drop days and stuff like that, instead of having to buy stuff on the phone like that and just buy it that way, the boring way, you could literally go to maybe the comic book store on drop day and you could buy comic books and stuff as this is going on. So you can do this stuff from the whole 3D metaverse. And that would be amazing. That adds so much more to the experience instead of just waiting and spamming a button, abusing glitches on your phone. It's like it adds so much more to the experience, because on drop days, you're not just looking forward to what you're going to get from the drop, you're looking forward to being in an environment with a bunch of people. Like, because what happens on drop days? You get the drop and then you immediately run to Twitter to tell everybody. What happens when you're in the Veveverse and you're surrounded by these people? You all are talking on a headset, microphone, as it's happening, as it's going on. You can get excited, you can talk to each other. Like, people, it may become less about the collectibles itself and more about the experience getting the collectibles. And I think that's the spirit of what like Veve, a Comic-Con and stuff like that is. Like, yes, the collectibles are valuable. Yes, the collectibles are amazing and stuff like that. But people don't have to dress up as all these characters and stuff like that. It's just part of the experience. It's fun connecting with people just as nerdy as you. Like, it's the environment, and I think that's what Veve is trying to recreate here. And the best part about it being a digital metaverse is that you can do so much more than the actual world. Like Comic-Con, it has to be in a building. It only makes sense. You can't just buy up a whole city for Comic-Con. But what can you do with the internet? You can have a whole city for VeveCon. So that's like, this is the type of stuff that I feel like they're going for. And what Dan is saying actually leans more towards that than it does more so toward what Trevor said. And that's where I found comfort, because I was pretty sure like that this is what sold me. This vision is what sold me on my price point. Now, like I said, this project is going to be successful regardless of what's done. I'm not expecting something this big to happen like quickly. Like I said, I'm a 10-year holder. So keeping that in mind, like, yeah, I'm a 10-year holder. But this is the type of ideas and this is the type of stuff that can actually drive this to the price that I'm projecting. So
within the metaverse as well, everyone will obviously have their own showroom. In this case, it's not really going to be a showroom. It'll more become your sort of house in the metaverse. And there will be things like land.
Well, you said it's going to be a house. It's not going to be a showroom. So does that mean that what we have right now is just going to be a room and people could get houses? Like that's just going to be a room in the house and you're going to be able to go out and there'll be more within the house? I don't know. Let me see.
Their own showroom. In this case, it's not really going to be a show. Metaverse as well. Everyone will obviously have their own showroom. In this case, it's not really going to be a showroom. It'll more become your sort of house in the metaverse.
So it's going to become more of a house in the metaverse. So I don't know if that means you'll be able to add more furniture and stuff, if that just means that you'll be able to trick it out a little bit more, or if there's going to be other rooms attached because they have the space of the metaverse. I don't know what that actually means, but either way, it sounds exciting. Like, whatever is going to happen to it once it hits that metaverse, it sounds like the showrooms are going to be sick within the metaverse.
And there will be things like land and all that you can purchase in the metaverse as well. So
land that you can purchase in the metaverse. This is a key thing for me, because people buying land, when you purchase land, it means you have to be able to do something with that land. And then if you have the options to charge people for entering your land, like, I think that's the key thing. And that was the biggest concern that I had, is that they were going to try to curate everything and not let people have control over where this world goes, because that's the safest route to me. Like, I would very much rather have a ton of people create worlds that flop, and you have that one super successful world that everybody wants to be in, than they try to go the Fortnite route, create something innovative. People don't like it, it flops, and then there's nothing to do in the VVverse. The chances of somebody getting it right when they're building in the VVverse is very, very high if they leave it to the community, because this community is super creative. So yeah, I think that it's safer putting it in their hands than it is in the hands of developers who are known for screwing up their own games. Like, they'll come up with a good idea. Like, it's very talented. You're talented to create some of the things that you create. It just does not change the fact that a lot of these things are shitty. Like Call of Duty, it's amazingly put together. It doesn't change the fact that it's not what people loved Call of Duty for. So, yeah.
Yeah, I am also very excited about getting that feature underway again, and getting some more information out to you. I actually always feel a bit guilty when I'm working on it, because it's actually so much fun to work on. I'm like, hang on, this can't be right. I should be totally stressed out and not enjoying myself. But yeah, really looking forward to getting some more info out to you guys. I just don't want to send out any piecemeal information now. I prefer to wait till we've got everything, solidified as to what we're going to do, and then work that into an article of some sort that we can start to roll out.
All right, Joe. So there we have it. That was actually the response that kind of eased my worries a bit. It shows that Dan still has the same vision, because like I said, a lot of people think that I just come up with these wild ideas out of nowhere, but no, based on things that's been said by Dan and based on stuff that's been said by David, this is the ideas and this is the route that they were going, and they just reaffirmed that that's exactly what they're planning to do. So yeah, like that was my concern. Like, Trevor said something different. Trevor said his vision was something different. And I mean, I understand why he would be playing it safer and things like that, but I'm glad to see. And I didn't know if his vision would kind of taint what Dan and David wanted to do. So the fact that they still have the same goals moving forward for the VVverse, that's very promising, and it doesn't really change anything. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I just wanted to basically explain to you all why my prediction is still pretty much the same after what's been said here, why my concerns have been addressed, and the fact that I didn't just go and disappear or anything like that because I'm gone or done with the community or anything like that. It's just really after these concerns was addressed, I was happy again. I was chilling, and then I decided I needed a break, because that gave me a panic attack. Like it really was impactful for me, because I just have bigger hopes for this project. I understand a lot of people don't have the same hopes, and that's perfectly fine. But I have much bigger hopes for this project. So let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn on notifications so you stay updated. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace out, Joe.